um, if you have to avoid doing like literacy or Indonesian subject, that kind of that needs you to focus more, like reading. But for me, I work well studying well, listening to music with physics and mathematics, because I just use the equations. I don't have to read or think, okay, about it as much as reading. So yeah, I think that's all.
Okay.
Thank you for your answer.
Okay, right. Thank you so much, Zara, for your question. And I think the time is up for Vidya's session. Okay, thank you so much, Vidya, for your presentation and also questions from your friends here. And you can give a big applause to Vidya for her slides and for the presentation. I think it's a quite refreshing insight for the person who loves to listen to music. Okay, okay, thank you. Vidya,
I'm sorry to interrupt. I haven't got the screenshot of Vidya. Vidya, could you please go to your first slide? Sorry, I'm having such a technical problem tonight, so. Please share your screen
title
again.
slide.
Yeah, the title slide.
The title slide.
You can turn on your audio. Okay. I think I got it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Miss.
All right. Thank you, Vidya. Thank you, Miss Kathy. Let's move on to the next one. Any volunteers? Priscilla, Ichiro, Rere, or Zahra? Any volunteers, perhaps? Oh. No volunteers? Anyone? Oh. No volunteers? All right. So I guess for the next one, can I have Priscilla, okay, to present your slides, okay?
Okay. Can I share my screen?
Sure. Yes, you can. Okay, so the rule is still the same like before, Priscilla.
Good evening, everyone. How are you?
Great.
I hope you all in a good condition. First, let me introduce myself. I'm Priscilla from GHI 2 Lia Gayungsari, and today I'm going to present about pets in our life. Before continuing, I wanted to tell you about my experience having a pet. As the only child in my family, I quite feel lonely. But after adopted two kittens, my whole life changed because I'm not lonely again because they always bothering me. But I don't mind it because they made me felt happy. So if you want to know what pets can do in your life, keep listening to my presentation. So this is my table of content, which contains what I will say today. First, the introduction. The second one is pets help with their companionship. The third is pet help us to exercise. Then pets help socializing, and conclusion also a Q&A. And last, there is a Q&A session after the presentation. Okay, first, I want to ask, do you consider pets as your source of happiness? Okay. Many people think that owning a pet can be a way to our happiness or to fill the emptiness in our life. Pets are defined as domestic or tame animals kept for companionship or pleasure according to the dictionary. Pets can be our friends and even a part of family. Interacting with pets can reduce stress and depression. Pets are also most likely to enjoy their time with their owner. Pets can help us manage loneliness and depression by getting company from them and give us spirit, also opportunity to exercise and help us to create a social life in society. The second one is about pets companionship. Pets give their companionship to help us manage loneliness and depression. Pets give affection by the way they play with us, walk to a park, and many other things. For example, when we play with a cat and you pet the fur, it can reduce stress. Petting cats can help to reduce stress because of their soft fur. Therefore, research reveals that a cat owner has 30% less risk of heart attack. According to a Journal of Vascular and Interventional Neurology. Also, when we spend time relaxing with a cat, our brain releases the oxytocin that creates a positive mood. Another example of a game you can play with your pet is fetch, tug of war, hide and seek. You can add treats in this game, teach your pets new trick, and many more. And pets really like to give us their affection by snuggling with us. It makes us feel comfortable and feel warm. The third is exercise with your pets. Pets are a creature that needs their owner, so they are most likely to hang out with their owner. The case is that pet needs to exercise so they keep healthy and are not overweight, but they cannot walk by themselves. This is an opportunity for us to exercise with our pets. The example is a dog. A dog needs you to walk them or they're gonna be bored or even more aggressive. They need to meet other pets or humans to interact. There are many benefits you can get by exercising with your pets. It makes you and our pets both healthy. It could physically make the bond between you and your pet stronger. It also lowers the blood pressure that can reduce stress and keep us active and healthy by doing exercise as a routine activity. So owning a pet could make our body healthier if we make it as a routine. And the last one is about pet could create our social life, not just providing us with companionship. Pets also can create our social life by making us meet new people. We can make friends in the park while we exercise with our pet. Since many people love animals, there is a possibility that they are going to stop, ask about your pet, and make a conversation. Also, we can meet new people in the pet shop while we wait for our pets to get groomed. Another way to improve our social life is by joining the pet community. There are a lot of ways to join the pet community. We can join from social media. For example, we can search on Facebook forums for animals lovers and then join the forums. Also, during pet contests, we could find a pet community that suits us. There are many places we can socialize by owning a pet. So, in conclusion, owning a pet might help your loneliness and depression by their companionship, such as playing with your pets every day in a short time, make us healthier if we take them to exercise as a routine, and also could create life by meeting people through our pets. There are many things that pet can do to help us with our problem, like depression and loneliness. So, if you want a company, you can try to adopt pets, and you should get a pet that matches your personality. But remember, you have to take responsibility for them. This is all of my presentation. If there are any questions, I would gladly try to answer them. Comments are also welcome.
All right. Okay, thank you so much, Priscilla, for your presentation. I think I want to comment a bit about your slides. Right now, are you on full screen?
Yeah.
Since I can see the, what is it, like the blocks here. Or can you try to make it full screen, your PPT, right?
It's full screen on my screen.
Sorry?
It's already full screen.
It's already full screen. Okay, I think they're full screen. Okay, right. So yeah, if any questions from the audience, Mr. Akbar, perhaps any questions to Priscilla? Pets.
Okay,
Okay.
I have one question.
Yeah.
You're talking about pets, right? You're talking about pets and the impact or the effect
Yeah.
for our lives. And my question is, how about if sometimes someone obsessed with unusual pet like tiger,
Mm,
cheetah, crocodile, or something like that? So what do you think about it?
I think that's all right as long uh they can keep um they can manage to interact with the tigers or cheetah. I think it's all right because animals is animal. As long we good to them, they maybe can good. And if you obsessed with wild animals, then you should get a trainer.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Akbar, for your question. Other questions? Any other questions, perhaps, from the audience here? Friends?
Sorry.
Yeah, Vidya, sure. Do you want
Oh,
to
yeah.
ask?
Can I ask question?
Sure.
Sure.
So you're saying that pets have a lot of impacts on us. So my friend actually has a lot of cats, and I just want to know, do we have any border? Like, do we need to cross to have a line? Like, I'm actually terrified with the virus. What if what if the cats have virus and then
If a cat has a virus, then you should actually the first thing before you owning a cat, you should take off their clean. You should make sure that they always clean, and you should get vaccinate your cats.
Okay. All right. Okay, thank you for your answer.
Thank you, Vidya. Other, perhaps still have much time to have the Q&A session. Pets, perhaps if you are a cat lover, a reptile lover, perhaps, or fish lover, perhaps do you have any questions about pets or bird lover, perhaps? Anyone, perhaps? All right. So I think I have a question for you, Priscilla. Since personally, I own like 8 cats currently, lots of kittens and lots of mummies, but I try not to contact with them a lot.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. We know that people, some of them, just like Mr. Akbar said before, some of them are obsessed with wild animals, but sometimes they are obsessed with only cats, right? Only cats, only dogs. Sometimes people get like cat person versus dog person,
Yeah.
and then obsessed with reptile, something like that. But I think my question is like this. What is your opinion on people who decided to abandon their pets, any kind of pets, even though at first they promise, to be with them, you know, from the high, from if they're happy or they're sad, they promise to be there with their pets. But in the end, they decided to abandon them. What is your comment or what's your opinion towards those kind of people? Yeah.
I think if you cannot take care of your pets anymore, you should give your pet to someone else that can take a good care of them, because there are parents that you can try to give your pets to someone else like that.
Okay, right. So your answer like it's much better to give give them up for an adoption. Even
Yes.
though, so you do not abandon them. So just make a like an advertisement and just ask people to adopt my cats or my dogs instead of abandoning them. But I think I need to clarify that. I mean, people abandon pets like with so many reasons. Yeah. Okay, Gita, sure. Any question, perhaps, Gita?
Can I ask questions?
Sure. About pets.
Okay. You said that for having a pet can help us to like develop our support or probably increase our immunity, something like that, to exercise with them. But in the other hand, cat also can scratch or bite. Like although your pet is trained and very friendly, but it we can leave our uh like our relations or child alone with the animal itself. And is that my question is that okay to put some risk like that to have a to have an animal with us? Yeah, just that. What your opinion?
Can you repeat your question, because I quite not understand.
Okay, so you said that having a pet is have so much impact on us, like for positive ways, in a positive ways, right? And but even though we have already trained the pet itself and they are very friendly to us, but I guess we shouldn't leave the child alone with the animals, like child around us, to having them alone with them. And then is that okay to put some risk by bitten or scratched by the cats itself? What your opinion about that?
Uh, to to leave a child with pets.
Let me try to clarify Gita's question. I mean, Gita, let me clarify your question again. Is it to make the children safe? Is it okay to for people to put a leash on pets? Is that your question? Is it correct?
Yeah, since cats sometimes can be dangerous because
Okay.
of their bites or their
Okay.
scratches itself.
Okay. All right. Because they sometimes bite and scratch. So, do you think, Risa, is it okay to put a leash like on the
I
neck?
think it's not good to leave your child alone with the pets. You should keep your eyes on them, because any pets is just a pet. Animals is just animals. They not really having a mind. So you should always keep eyes on your baby. If you just leave your baby alone with the pets, I think it's not a good choice. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Gita, and thank you, Priscilla, for your answer and also questions. Okay, so I think the time is up for Priscilla's session. Okay, thank you so much, Priscilla. Another interesting topic here about pets, for music and pet. Thank you so much. It's quite an insightful topic. Okay, thank you so much, Priscilla. A big applause to Priscilla for her presentation. Okay, right. Nicely done. Okay, next we still have Rere, Chiro, and Zara. Perhaps, okay, Zara.
May I miss?
Sure. Okay, you can be the third one.
Okay, could I share my screen?
Sure. It's,
Is my screen available now?
yes, we can see her.
Okay, may I start the presentation?
Sure.
Okay. Good evening, proctors, friends, and all. How are you?
Great.
I hope you're well.
Good.
Okay. I am Fatima Azara Sakina Sakung, or you can call me Azza. I'm from General Higher Intermediate 2, Liakayungsari. On this occasion, I'd like to present my final essay about bucket list. But before that, I have a question. Do you think bucket list is important to our life?
Kind of.
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you for your opinion. Let me continue first then. To find out the answer to that question, I'll explain more about bucket list in my presentation. Here's the content of my presentation. First, there's the introduction as the beginning. Second, knowing your goals as a planned goals. Third is motivating you by a quote. Then the fourth is pushing you out of comfort zones by trying new things. And the last is the conclusion, also the Q&A section for the closing part. Then let's start with understanding what bucket lists are. Do you know what bucket lists are? Anyone who knows?
No.
Okay, you're probably still confused now. Let me continue first then. Well, here's one of the definitions of bucket list. This one is according to Anatoly. Bucket list is a list of things or activities that we should do in our life before we die. For example, I started making a bucket list 6 months ago. Some of the things on my list are: first, I want to learn crochet so I can make stuff like jackets, caps, sweaters, and etc. And is an entirely new activity for me. Second, I want to learn to be ambidextrous because when I see someone who is ambidextrous, I find that he or she is very attractive to me. The third one is I want to be able to fold clothes or hijabs neatly. Actually, my mom has taught me to do it, but I still find it really difficult. So I think I should learn that too. From my bucket list story, you can tell that making a bucket list can start with simple things. We can start by looking around at our homes or any places that we're curious about. After seeing it, when we find it interesting, then we can put it onto our bucket list to try. Looking our area can be a simple way to find things or activities that we can add to our bucket list to try it. Now that we know what bucket lists are and how to make them, next, let's find out the reasons why we need to make a bucket list. The first reason for making bucket lists is because they can make us know our goals. Like, how is it possible? Like my experiences before, I found out things that I want to learn or do better. By writing them on my list, on my bucket list, I make them my goals, which is my goals to be achieved. There is a sense of purpose to achieve them because I know they're my goals. My goals probably may sound trivial and simple, right? But making bucket lists can really start from simple things or daily activities that we sometimes have done before and want to do it better. They are still good. They are still good. Don't forget about that. And what I want to clarify here is that making bucket lists doesn't need expensive things or high expectation like climbing mountain or owning a sports car. It should start with simple goals that we want to achieve. Make it step by step from the simple one to the next level. It's okay if you have a list item of traveling around the world or spending time on a cruise ship. It's okay, but you need to remember this. But you need to start building the bucket list from the simple ones to reach those, such as graduating from school, having a good job, and then earning a good salary first. Second, making bucket lists motivates us. Yeah, motivational words sometimes look encouraging, right? But over time, we will get bored and feel unmotivated just by reading those words. So, how can making bucket lists, which are lists of words, be any different from reading motivational words and actually motivates us? Then, like what he said, according to Felix Yanwar Xiao, an Ustad, preacher, and the author of the book called Habits, he said that when we write a bucket list and try to do it consistently for at least 40 days, we can turn it into a good habit. He takes the analogy from Ramadan. When we fast for a month in Ramadan, it sounds hard on the first day, right? Like, I'm so tired, like that. But after the second week, it may feel easy. And at the end of Ramadan, we may even get so used to it. Thus, making a bucket list and trying to do it consistently can motivate us to try new things. When we do them consistently, it will become a habit for us to motivate ourselves. The last important thing about making bucket lists is that they can push us out of our comfort zones. Then, why is it necessary for us to get out of our comfort zones, right? Well, basically, usually, comfort zones are places where we feel less anxious about things. When we're in comfort zone, we only repeat things that we've already known and done. We become less ambitious. Also, it can prevent us from reaching new goals. I don't say that comfort zone are bad, because people can only master things when they're in their comfort zones and repeat doing the things they want to master over and over again. But it's good to get out of that comfort zone to try new things so we can achieve more goals and master more things. In conclusion, a bucket list is something you should do in your life because it can make you recognize your purpose, inspire you, and take you out of your comfort zone. Knowing all these good things about bucket lists should answer my first question of whether making bucket lists is important to our life or not. I'd like to end my presentation with this quote by Annette White. Stop dreaming about your list and start living it. This is an encouragement for us, for me too, who are making a bucket list. Rather than just writing lists of things, we need to start doing those things for real. Yeah. Then, how about you? Do you want to be a person who only dreams of things, or do you want to be a person who the dreams come true? If you want to make your dreams come true, start by making bucket lists. This is the end of my presentation. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Because questions are my favorite. Thank you.
Okay, nicely done. Thank you so much, Zahra, for presenting your slides about bucket list. One thing about that I'm really interested is that every last slide is that every presenter here has this different meme about any questions, kamu nanya, something like that.
Yeah.
Very interesting picture. Very interesting pictures about the me. Okay, perhaps any questions to Zahra about her bucket list? Perhaps, okay, Charissa, sure. First question from Charissa. Charissa, you can turn on your sound.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you very much. So, can you can I give you some questions? What is the can you tell me the difference between the priority system and bucket list?
Okay, thank you for your question, Mbak Charissa. I'll answer it then. As I know that the difference between priority system and bucket list, that for priority system, there's a time limit and you have to do it right away. Meanwhile, bucket list is a list of things that we could do it before we die. So there's no a time limit. I think that's the different from that two things. I hope that can answer your question, Mbak Charissa.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Okay, thank you, Charissa, for your question. I think you still remember the last week's priority system from Catherine. Okay, any other questions, perhaps? Okay, two people here. Okay, Vidya first, and then Rere.
Okay, so my question is, from the previous slide, you said that we need to be consistent, like Ramadan, 30 days, 40 days, like. But after that, the slide, you said that we need to get out of our comfort zone. So what should we do?
Okay, thank you for your question, Vidya. So what you're asking for is that I say that we must become consistent and does it for 40 days, right? Then why we have to push ourselves out of comfort zones like that?
Right.
Okay. I think for someone who does it for 40 days, it's just for the beginners who make a bucket list. Because as I know, making new habits is really hard, right? So it's good for the beginners who want to try a bucket list. I think that. And also, we must push out of our from our comfort zones when we are consistently doing it and get used to it. From that, we can know that from that we can try new things and achieve more goals and master more things. I think that's answer for your question, Vidya.
All right. Thank you for your answer.
Thank you, Vidya.
Thank you, Vidya. Okay, so before I saw two people, so after Vidya, Rere then. What's your question for Zahra?
Okay, thank you. So my question is, when we consistently add things to our bucket list, doesn't it just get longer and longer? Would it not it be a burden for us to finish it? So that's all my question. Thank you.
Oh, I see, I see. Okay, thank you for your question, Rara. Well, consistently in here is to trigger us to be able to make list to become continuously. Yeah. But for accomplish, if we don't have to finish it this day, like today, we can do it until we die, right? So like my experiences before, I still learn to be ambidextrous, aka use writing with both hand from 6 months ago until now. So actually, like I mentioned before, there's no time limit, so we can do it. We can add that list oversight. I think that can answer your question, Rara.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rere, for your question. Okay, one more question then. Perhaps Mr. Akbar, any question? Perhaps one more from you.
Yeah, talking about bucket list, right? Okay, so how about if it's kind of a bucket list, it's kind of a plan that I want to do this, and this before I die, right? How about if there's someone that had what we call it motto that you only live once, just enjoy it and just follow the what we call it, follow the stream of a life. So what do you think about that? No plan, person with
Okay,
no
thank
plan.
you.
What do you think?
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, thank you for your question, Mr. Akbar. Well, I think for someone who has a motto, I think they can live with their motto. Is for a bucket list, it's just for a side life that we can do it for a for free times like that. So if you have a motto, follow the life just like that. So it's okay. Yeah, I think that's it, Mr.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Akbar, for your question. And I think that's the end of the presentation for Zahra's time. Thank you so much, Zahra, for presenting about bucket list and some of interesting questions before. Okay, nicely done. So much. All right, for next up, I think Rere can go for the next one.
Okay, thank you, Miss. So can I share my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Is it?
Yes, we can see it.
Can I start now?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. Good evening. It is great to see you all good today. So before I start my presentation, may I introduce myself first? My name is Safira Nabila Putri, but you can call me Rere. I'm from GHI 2 Lia Gansari. So today I wanted to present my essay, my final essay about maintaining mental health for students. Okay, so I'd like to give you a brief of my presentation, and then I've divided my presentation into 4 parts. The first one is the introduction, and then the second one is the body of my presentation, contains mental health effect in health, social life, and emotional well-being. And then the third one, the summary of my essay, okay,
I'm sorry, Rere.
I'm sorry.
I think Miss Amel is having a problem with her connection.
Oh, okay,
On a second.
okay.
Miss Amel, is
Oh.
everything okay?
All right, sorry, I do not know what happened. My connection, it's
Yeah.
okay, but it's suddenly froze. Okay, Rere, I think you can continue and you can present your slide,
Could you,
okay?
yeah. Could you please start from slide 2 again, Rere? I'm so sorry. We're
Yeah.
so sorry.
Like,
The contents of my essay.
yes.
Okay. Can I share my screen now?
Yes, Rere, I have allowed you.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. Is it see on your screen, Miss? Okay.
Yeah.
I will continue my presentation. Okay. So I'd like to give you a brief outline of my presentation. So I divide my presentation into 4 parts. The first one is introduction. And then the second one is the body of my presentation contains mental health effect in health, social life, and emotional well-being. The third one is the summary of my essay. And then the last, there will be a Q&A section at the end of my presentation. Okay, so talking about general view of mental health. What is your general view of mental health? Maybe all of my audience have some opinion about mental health. Maybe you can give your general view or your opinion. Okay, maybe for now is no. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, here I will explain you about the general view of people regarding mental health. Okay, many people think that mental health is unimportant for students. Many ordinary people think that people who have a mental illness are crazy. But in my opinion, mental health is not just a myth, it's a real thing in our life. Okay, according to Ministry of Health of Indonesia, if someone's mental health is disrupted, mental disorders or mental illness will arise. So what is mental health? Okay, mental health is a state of well-being in which individuals realize their potential, are able to cope with the pressure of normal life, work productively, and are able to contribute to their environment. Okay, so why is it important for our life as a student? I think mental health is important for our life as a student, especially your physical health, social life, and your emotional well-being. In social contexts, and this is one of my some positive impacts that I want to share you about that effect. Okay, so here I will discuss the effect of mental health on physical health context. So a lot of things related to mental health are related to physical health. If our mental health is disrupted, it will affect many things in our life. For example, when a student's mental health is disrupted, it can affect his or her physical health. He or she may get tired easily and fall ill often. Okay, for the positive impact, I give you some example. If we have a good mental health, you are not easily feel tired, and then you have a good immune system, and your growth is not disturbed. Okay, the second one, we talk about social context. There are many correlations between social context and mental health. For example, if we have a stable mental health, we will have a self-confidence to socialize with another. Besides that, in social context, if we have a good mental health, we can easily adaptable in new situation. Okay, last but not least is about emotional well-being. It has a big part of yourself. If we have a good mental health, we can feel happier, and our activity as student is not be disrupted. Also, you can feel more peaceful with yourself. So why mental health have a big impact for students. In summary, or in conclusion, mental health is important for our life as a student because it can affect your physically, socially, and emotionally. So three of them must be balanced. Okay, thank you so much. That is all of my presentation. This is the Q&A section. Maybe you have some question for me.
Okay. Thank you so much, Rere, for your presentation. Okay, so about mental health is very important for students. Okay, so I guess I have one question for you. I think this is a very what I can say important topic, especially for students who are in the school, and especially if they have like lots of homeworks and assignments and etc. But what I want to ask is like this: we know that if we think that we are not in a good mental health, or our mental health is not in a good condition, what do you think of people who they like to self-diagnose? Do you know what I mean? Really, self-diagnose. So people, even the psychiatrists, I guess, they said that do not self-diagnose, do not do that. Okay, if you think, oh, I'm bipolar or I'm depressed, something like, we cannot say that before we go to the hospital, right, or to the psychiatrist. So what do you think of people, or teenagers or other people or students who tend to self-diagnose, but when you ask them, then they, oh, I never go to the psychiatrist or something like that. What do you think of that, of them being self-diagnosed?
Okay, thank you so much for your question, Ms. Amel. So I will answer your question. So I think self-diagnose is in it a lot of some teenagers nowadays. Usually they doing this because they read news from social media related to their symptoms of mental illness. So yeah, in my opinion, if you get some these symptoms, can go to the nearest psychiatrist to get some consultation. So I think you cannot doing that self-diagnose because maybe the symptom is same, but you cannot do it that self-diagnose.
Okay, thank you, Rere, for your answer. Yeah, I agree with you there. We cannot do that, especially. Yeah. Okay, Vidya, yes, your question.
I actually have a question. So you just said that we need to get to the psychiatrist, right?
Yeah.
But what if I don't have the money to go to the psychiatrist? What should I do then?
Okay, thank you so much, Vidya, for your question. I will answer that. Consulting and psychiatrist nowadays is very easy, and if you don't have enough money, you can use a facility provided by the government. Is called BPJS Kesehatan. Now several psychiatrists at the hospital can use BPJS for their payments. So you can go to the psychiatry if you don't have enough money, maybe in that situation.
All right, thank you for your answer.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Vidya. Sorry, thank you, Vidya, for your question, and also Rere for answering. Other questions from the proctors, Mr. Akbar, perhaps, about mental health?
Yeah, I have. So it's related to mental health. As we know that recently there are so many people that committed suicide, and also sometimes it's because of a mental health, because of they got depressed in their life. Can you give a suggestion or tips how to what we call it enjoy their life, or perhaps to help them, give some tips to help them to prevent suicide? I think that's all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Akbar, for your question. Okay. I will answer your question. I think for enjoying our life, so in our life has many problems and many stress of that everything in every day, I think. So in my opinion, and there's some tips for me from me to enjoy like, your life in every day. I think you can get some self just like give yourself gift, and then just like for example, in this week you have some full exam, and then of the end of the week you can you can you can give little things that make you happy, just like going to
Something like that.
the cinemas, or just doing your favorite things. Maybe you can get some movie at home, or eat your favorite food, like that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you so much, Rere and Mr. Akbar, for your question and also the answer. Okay, so let me first. Okay, so I think the time is up also for Rere for your session now. Thank you so much for your presentation. Also, it's a very important topic and also very like still in the up to date topic. Okay, and also thank you for all the questions from the audience here. Right. Thank you. Now let's move on to the last presenter, Ichiro. Yep. Thank you, Rere.
Yes,
Hi.
miss. Okay, may I share my screen?
Okay.
May I
So
share
the
my
last
screen?
and only boy here.
Okay.
Okay, you can share your screen.
Okay. Is it on your screen?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so may I start my presentation now? Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hi everyone, good evening. So before we going into my actual presentation, I want to introduce myself first. My name is Ichiro Shahrul Agung. People called me Ichiro. I am 16 years old and I am currently on my second grade of my high school. So today in this presentation, I want to explain to you about my final essay about the importance of cell phones through the slides that I'm going to present to you right now. So before that, I want to ask you one particular questions that we all need to answer right away. So let me read it for you. Are cell phones important in people's lives nowadays? So when we see or hear these questions, most of us will probably say, yes, it is important, especially today, but some might think the otherwise, right? But if you ask me personally, from what I've seen in my daily life, people always carry their phone around whenever and wherever they go. People need cell phones just to make their life easier. Like if you don't have cell phones today, Where did you even come from? Did you even come from Earth? I don't know. And today, I want to tell you about the reason on why cell phones are important in our lives. So I do think that cell phones had helped us in every aspect of our lives. It helped us to interact and work with others in our daily life. For example, we can use cell phones as our communication devices, entertainment and education tools, and also for our addition data storage. So first thing first, so cell phones as our communication device. So when I hear the previous questions, the first thing that came to mind is how cell phones makes our communication with others easier. I mean, it's just like easier, especially for long distance communication, which also makes cell phones really, really time saving. So moving on, so we have cell phones as our education tools. So cell phones as our educational tools also being the main reason on why cell phones are important in our lives. For me as a student, from what I've seen in my daily life, I will say that people are more likely to search or look for an answer on the internet, which we can access through our phones, rather than looking or searching for it in a book. Because let's just be honest, it is just easier and more practical, right? You just need to type your questions in your questions box and then click enter, and there you go. You will have your answer right away. So next we have really interesting facts about cell phones. You can also entertain yourself by it. By what I mean, you can entertain yourself, for example, just by watching some films or series or shows in online streaming platforms like Netflix, HBO, YouTube, Disney Plus, and so on and so on, you name it. This particular reason also makes cell phones really cost saving or money saving. You know why? Because here's the thing. So with cell phones, you can access many films and shows. But of course, you need to buy their online subscription, which costs money. But without cell phones, I assume you will watch or see movies on their theaters or cinemas money, right? So let's just break it all down, okay, shall we? So we have cinemas on our left and online streaming platforms on our right. So usually when we go to cinemas or we want to watch on cinemas, that will cost us around 50,000 rupiah per movies, which is a lot. And let's just say we watch 3 movies in a month. That will cost us around 150,000 rupiah just for 3 movies, which is a lot of money. Meanwhile, on the other hand, if you buy their online streaming subscription, let's just say you buy Netflix one, which costs 150,000 rupiah too per month. You can watch as many films or shows or series as you like. You can watch 10, 15, or 20 if you can. It makes a huge differences if you really like watching movies. And last but not least, we have cell phones as our addition data storage. So as we all know, cell phones has a really unique data storage. It had more benefits than the regular one, of course. For example, it is more attainable to access because it's mobile. We can carry around whenever and wherever we go or we want. Another thing with data storage on cell phones also enables us to save or make files on the cloud drive. So for you that don't have a clue what this cloud drive is, so cloud drive is basically an online data storage. So it stored data on online platforms, which is safer, of course, because there's no object things. You cannot grab it, like you cannot just grab it. It is just safer in a way. And another thing with Cloud Drive is you can also open it on multiple different kind of devices. Let's just say you want to open it, your data that on your phone appeared on your laptop. You just need to log into their websites or apps and then type your password there and then click enter, and right away, boom, you'll have it. Your data that you stored on your phone appeared on your laptop. Just that easy, which is amazing for us, especially students and workers. And after all of that reason that you've heard from me, what do you think? I just want to know, like, do you still think cell phones are not important in our lives, especially today, or you think cell phones are important? Let me know. So that's the end of my presentation. And now we move on to Q&A session. So does anyone have any questions, please?
Okay, thank you so much, Shiro, for your presentation about cell phones here. Okay, you can see that there are 3 reasons why this magnificent gadget is really important in our lives currently. And I believe everyone has at least one of this. Okay, any questions perhaps to Chiro? Chiro for about cell phone, perhaps. Okay. Okay, Vidya, share.
So, my question is, what about the older generation, like my grandfather or grandmother? How can, what means, how can cell phones beneficial for them? Like, like I think they are having hard, like as my experiences, my grandmother is cannot answer a call. Like, how can we make cell phones beneficial for them? I think that's
Okay.
my
Yeah, thank you for your questions, Vidya, and I will answer it right away. So, so here's the thing, okay, with older people, uh, I mean, that's just our jobs as a younger generation that's really know how to use it, just to explain to them carefully and slowly. Maybe just like here's like you can just type, you can just press this, press this, press that. And I think it can really beneficial for them. I mean, there is more news, or you can like search any news on social media now. So if they can actually use it properly, it can beneficial for them too. That's all for my answer, Vidya. Is it good?
I'm not quite you said that they can use social media. I'm sorry, but I don't think they can use social media. What other other benefits, like other than social media? Because I don't think they can use social media. I'm sorry.
I mean, another, okay, thanks you for the questions. So, I mean, there's others beneficial things like in my town there is a very least of newspaper here, so like I don't see any newspaper here, so like the like they actually just need to use their phone and just ask their children or grandchildren how to use it, and that's just our job to explain it to them. Thank you, that's all for my answer.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your answer.
Okay. Thank you, Vidya, and also Chiro, for your answer. Yeah, I think that's the older people with older people. So I think I do not know. In my opinion, I think the most beneficial thing from phone for them is that video call. At least they can see their grandchildren, they can see their sons, daughters, and I can see them, and I think already happy with that, I guess. Okay, right. I think, Chiro, I have a question for you. The thing that caught my eyes is that data storage. We know that, what is it? Do you know the leakage of the cloud? Leaking. Do you know the hacker? What I forgot his
Oh,
name.
yep,
Uh,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, hacker,
you know,
yeah.
I forgot his name, but that's the leak of the data storage, so people can easily hack to other people's cloud or data storage, okay, to iCloud or Google Drive or something like that. Perhaps do you have any suggestion or any what is it like solution for us if to keep, I guess, to keep our storage, online storage or data storage safe, from them, from the hackers.
Okay, thank you, Miss, for the questions, and I will answer it right away. Personally, I think there is like many apps that provide cloud drives, right? There is so many different kind of security system that they provide, and any of them like. So I think we just need to pick the right one. So like the famous one, like Google Drive maybe, or Google Drive, which I think is guarantee security in my opinion, because they comes from a bigger uh, corporation that we can all trust it. And for the hacker, I think we just need to like maybe keep our personal information to we alone, because there is like password, right, when we want to log into cloud drive. So maybe we can start by making password that not really easy to guess. Maybe like some people just make their password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, something like that. And I think that's the main reason on why it's really easy to get hacked.
Mhm. Okay,
Okay, that's
so
all for
starting
my
from
answer.
Thank you, Chiro. So starting from the password itself. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Next question. Oh yeah, I remember Bjorka, the name of the hacker, yeah, Bjorka. Okay. I guess that one, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Next question, perhaps from the audience, Mr. Akbar, perhaps. Phone, cell phone, smartphone.
Okay, I have question. As we know that cell phones is really important in our lives, like you said before, Jiro. But do you think that cell phones start to dominate us and cell phones to humanize us as a human beings, right? We didn't even know the name of uh, our friends, right? And even uh, we didn't even know what happened surrounding us in the real life. So, what do you think about that?
Uh, so okay, thanks for the questions, Mr. Akbar, and I will answer it. So, in my opinion, it's just back to the users. It's just back to the users that use the cell phones. Like we cannot like use cell phones 24 hours a day. That's just too wild. I think we just need to manage the times more properly, and then not getting obsessed with things that social media fed us. That's not like like you can get trapped by hoax and something like that. I think that's all from my answer, Mr. Akbar.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I think that's the end of Chiro's session. Okay, so we have ended the presentation. Thank you so much, Chiro, as the last presenter, and thank you so much for having the great presentation over there and handling some of the questions here. Okay, thank you so much all. And I think I want to give one comment. Okay, I think one comment to Priscilla, I guess, because I received all the essays, the PDF file from all the presenters here. But for Priscilla, I think I will give you a comment, please. Perhaps you can, try to fix a bit, okay? Try to fix your paper there, because I can see some of them are still with the quite lots of mistype, and also the the capitalization and etc. Okay, Priscilla, I think you can practice more on the writing later. In the future, it will be really useful for this paper, also not only for Priscilla, for all of you here. Later, when you are doing your thesis, when you are in college, okay, I think like a stepping stone. Okay, just imagine, just put this paper as your stepping stone when later you are in college. Okay, because later you are in college, the what is it, the you what is it, what do we call it, dosen penguji in Indonesian, dosen penguji, they if they find some mistype, or if they find any wrong format, if the size is not 12, if it's 10, they just easily will give you like, oh, C minus C or D, just just repeat the thesis or something like that. So just as as simple as the format. Okay, pay attention. Okay, all right. Okay, I think thank you so much for that. Okay, bye. Okay, all right. So now what I can say is that and this Zoom session now, perhaps from Mr. Akbar, do you have any words? Any word for
Okay.
our last?
Close all presenters from 2 days, right?
Yes.
I would like to say thank you to all presenters, right? All of you doing your best, and hopefully later it's not just in this LIA only, but later on you will apply that as Miss Amel said, that uh, it will be it will be applied in the university, right? To those who take a university student, right? And I think good luck for all of you. Thank you very much. Have a nice day and stay healthy.
Thank you so much, Mr. Akbar. Yeah, I think I have the same message like from Mr. Akbar. Yeah, so do not stop here. Okay, you need to develop more. Okay, I know that you can do it much better. Okay, how about start from Miss Tati, perhaps as the class teacher from GHI 1. For 6 months is with you.
Thank you, Ms. Amel. So I just would like to say thank you all for staying until the very last mile of our lesson. So this is your very last time at LIA GEA. But remember, as Mr. Akbar and Ms. Amel have mentioned, this is not the end. This is only the end of your LIA learning. You have so much more to learn out there. You have so much more to gain. And I hope you keep learning so you can improve your English. This is not the top end, okay? There are still things to achieve, things that you can do better. So I hope this is the beginning and not the end of your much more learning in the real world. Okay, everyone? Thank you so much for your hard work. I cannot say anything else. I'm speechless. I'm proud of your achievement. Thank you for joining the class for 6 months. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. I think I can see, especially I think because I think I want to give one more comment, Mr. I guess because the students, especially like Zahra, Widya, Rere, Charissa, you know, we've been like teaching them back to back, like even I don't know, perhaps they think that after Miss Nati, then Miss Amel, Miss Nati, Miss Amel, Miss Nati, like that, and then yeah, and then in the end, before that, I taught them 2 terms, right, and then with you, and then something like that. So now we know their progress, more or less. Okay, so yeah, I think I can see lots. We can see, all of us see the progress from all of you here. Nicely done, I guess what I can say. Thank you so much for being, you know, here, for developing so much, okay, in progress, for being here. I think what I can say is all that. Yeah, Miss Tati, perhaps we can have like a photo session, like
Oh, sure.
here.
Kiara and Aryo can even turn on their video.
Yeah, Aryo,
Gita,
Kiara,
Keina,
Keina, Charissa,
Charissa.
Gita, you can, yeah, can turn on your video. We can have a photo session. Later we will share it on the group. And Nina, is it Miss Priya? Okay. Gita, perhaps if you guys are ready. Kiara, Aryo, perhaps you can have a photo session.
Okay. Give your best pose. Do you want to pose or do you want to be as natural as possible? 1, 2, 3, cheese. Okay, hang on a second. Wait. I forgot. Miss Amel, can we just say
Yes.
Leah? Everyone?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, hang on. Before I forget, let me just send it right away. So sorry. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Okay, there you go. Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Nicely done. All right, so thank you so much. Let's give a round of applause again. Really happy and excited to have the final presentation for all. I think this is the second time, like Miss Tati before. I think only two people from
Enjoy your
before.
life now.
Yeah, now enjoy your life. Yeah, can continue with your
Serious, guys.
school.
Yes, finally,
I know some of you are in 12th grade, right? Some of you are in 12th grade, some of you are in college. Just, you know, go on with your education, okay? Go on. I know you can do it. I know you can just, you know, finish them all. I know you can do it, okay? All right. Okay, so since it's already, oh yeah, the time. Okay, so I guess we can end the Zoom session now. I want to say thank you so much for everyone for joining today's presentation and having a good presentation.
Thank you, Ms.
I will
Amel,
end the
Mr.
Zoom
Akbar.
session now oh yeah, thank you, Miss Tati. Also for your score later, Miss Tati will send it as usual to the group. Okay, right. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good rest and good luck for your future later. Okay,
Good
thank
night,
you so
everyone.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye,
Miss.
Miss.
Thank you,
Bye,
Mister.
bye,
Thank you,
friends.
friends.
Miss
Bye,
Amel,
everyone.
thank you, Miss Tati.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Oh,
So sad.
no.